Hi everybody, this is Ian from Small Scale Futures here. Don't normally shoot video, but I thought I'd try this out. I've just had a pre-production or test shot through of the new ParaGrafix engine exhaust grille for the Deagostini Millennium Falcon. Comes in the usual Ziploc bag. There's no instructions with this set, but I'm assuming that they're in production at the moment. So what I've actually had from Paul is obviously the etch, fairly simple 3-piece grill. There's a nice little addition there of the badge that features on the above the cockpit on some of the models of the Falcon. Which you could maybe paint up and use as a little sort of display piece. As you can see, the etch is nice and flexible, and if you look at it, I don't know whether it will pick it up on the camera here, you've got raised bars here, and the background has got a very, very fine milled finish, which looks great. Obviously the back is fairly plain with it being etched brass, so that's the inside, but it's definitely an improvement over the Deagostini piece that's provided in the magazine. Also in the bag comes 2 pieces of backlight film, plain white or a 3-piece diffused sort of blue effect, which if I place that behind the etch, you'll see you get that nice sort of blue edge to it. Also, I know Paul's been working on packaging to be able to send a continuous strip, and this arrived with no damage in the post, rolled up, and it rolls back out again completely flat. So obviously I'm probably going to opt for this 1-piece part to use on my build. Okay, so here I'm just cutting out the pieces. I mean, the method I use, I just use, I mean, you can use a sort of chisel shaped blade. I use these round X-Acto type, and basically just carefully chop through the parts where it attaches to the fret, and just make sure that you sort of keep the blade towards the edge of the fret rather than the part itself, and that way you won't deform the part, because they are quite thin, and they very easily just pop out. Make sure you've cut through all the pieces, and there you go. I'll just chop that little badge out that I was talking about before. Give you a little close-up of that. If you can see that, that's I think it was made from a highway decal on the original model. So we'll use that for something. And basically you're left with these 3 pieces, which on a very large piece like this, I tend to just trim very closely to the edge with a pair of scissors, and it just snips off those tiny nibs and leaves you with a reasonably smooth edge. You can clean the edge up a little bit further using a bit of very fine paper, maybe some wet and dry, quite fine grade just make sure you get all those tiny little nibs off, because they will prevent it from fitting together otherwise. You just need a little sort of bit of finesse when you do this, you know, don't go mad, just take your time. And just be careful to just snip off the nib and not damage the part. And you just basically work your way down to the end. There's one more piece to do there, but just see how this fits together now. I'm assuming, given that I don't have instructions, that it locks together like so. As you see, there's virtually no, well, there is no joint. The top and bottom edge are hidden by the plastic, so once this is together you'll have an invisible joint. And they are keyed on the back. There's a small square section cut out here, and there's a raised square on the back of the corresponding pin, so they just key together like so. I'll glue this together in a moment and then show you the finished article. Okay, so I've cleaned up the three pieces now. One part I actually just missed there. I'll just snip that off. Okay, so I've got the three pieces here ready to glue up. I put a small amount of super glue on to a little scrap of styrene there, and then it's best applied sparingly using a cocktail stick, and that way you're not going to end up with a huge amount of glue running all over the brass, especially on the outside face, because it's got that nice milled finish which you want to try and protect. So you basically just bring these two pieces together and make sure that the center bar is in alignment with the piece alongside, and just pinch them together slightly while the glue goes off. And there you go. Tiny trace of glue on the outside. That'll come off with a little bit of sandpaper, but that's now stuck together. A little bit of excess glue on the back, but again I can clean that up. So I'll repeat that on this piece here. So it's just these two rectangular bits there, and a little trace of glue along the edge, and again straighten that up slightly. Just bring the two pieces together. And just pinch them together at the top and the bottom. And there we are, one grill. I'm going to leave the glue to go off, and then just for peace of mind really, I'm just going to reinforce the joint slightly on the back with a tiny little bit of aluminium tape, and maybe just blob a tiny little bit of glue over it, just give it a little bit more strength. so there's no chance of it pulling apart. But you know, that's as you see now, it's quite flexible even across the joints. Okay, so the glue's gone off, it's set, and as you can see, I've used a bit of aluminium tape, ducting tape, to fix the joints on the back to just give them a little bit of extra strength. If you've not used this stuff before, it's basically what plumbers use on AC ducting and that kind of thing, and it's just self-adhesive aluminium foil. It's great for light blocking as well. So there's a tiny piece here, just peel the back off, and then just line it up, bridging the joint so that it just gives it a little bit extra support on the back. You burnish it down and then simply get the scissors and trim the edge off so it's invisible from the front, and it's just there on the back, just helping to add that little bit extra strength. And so finally, I mean, as you can see, my Falcon's got a fair way to go yet, because I've been working on doing some modifications, and none of it's been painted yet. I've done the interior, I've done the cockpit, but everything else needs work. But I've been waiting to get all the parts before I did any other major work to it. But just to give you an idea of where this is going to fit, you can see that it has no problem following that curve. The backlight film, you can see that it's got some guidelines that you'll need to use a long steel rule to line those up, and then run through with a hobby knife just to get it to the right width to fit behind the grill. But I think if I place the other piece on the back, it will just give you that impression of how that grill fits in there, and it's pretty seamless, really. So I think definitely an improvement on this compared to this, and another winner from Paul at ParaGrafix, I think. Okay, see you later.